Ms. Gandhi, what's the difference between the 2019 election and this election, nationally and in the two seats that you're fighting?
I think there are two fundamental differences. Number one, I think the people seem to have woken up to the fact that they're being fed a lot of propaganda by the media. They seem to be clearly seeing through the fact that what they are being fed as propaganda through most TV channels, I won't say all, but most TV channels, and a lot of the propaganda that they get on their phones and all is false.
That's
they're understanding number one, that. Number two, I think they're getting a bit tired of this kind of rhetorical politics, which is just, where the BJP is focusing on trying to distract them from the real issues. I think real issues have become so big for people. Price rise, unemployment, they are so big, and it's becoming difficult for them to continue on a day-to-day basis. So now there is a certain level of anger that why is the politics of the BJP not addressing this? Why is the PM not talking about what he's going to do about unemployment? Why is the PM not talking about what he's going to do to reduce price rise? How are we going to benefit from this? So I think there is that awakening amongst people. There's definitely an undercurrent. We will see how that translates in terms of the election and votes, but
you're seeing an undercurrent.
I'm hopeful. Especially here, I'm seeing
the Prime Minister in his last statement has said, ma'am, and the reason why I'm asking you, Ms. Gandhi, is that because you keep saying, why are you quoting what the BJP is saying, is because it's important for your voters. He said that, to quote him, धर्म के नाम पर आरक्षण मैं कभी होने नहीं दूंगा, और वो एक पार्टी करती है. Is the Congress looking at getting in Arakshan in what he says for the minority?
Whatever the Congress has stated in its manifesto is what the Congress's policy is. I have not seen this stated anywhere in the Congress manifesto. In fact, I have not seen any of the things that the Prime Minister claims are in our manifesto, including that we will steal buffaloes, we will take away your Mangal Sutras, we will take away your jewels and give them to X or Y or Z. None of this is in our manifesto.
It's a big charge.
I would advise the Prime Minister to read our manifesto before he speaks about it. And the other advice I would give him, although I'm younger than him and shouldn't be advising him, is that he should speak about his manifesto. What is the BJP offering to the public today? Is it offering just a list of complaints and criticisms of the Congress party? Is its only campaign that the Congress party has not done anything in 70 years? Is that all it has? Because if that's all it has, it's not working. It has worked for 2 elections, it's not working anymore. Now the public wants to know, what did you do for us in 10 years? Why are we in this situation? Why is unemployment at a high? Why is it that we go to the market and we can't buy 5 of the things that we think of going and buying? We come back empty-handed.
We'll know on the 4th of June where the public decides. But leading me to the next question, a charge made on the constituency of Raebareli that you're campaigning in, that your mother, when she was the MP, spent 70%, and it's come from the Home Minister, 70% of the funds here on Muslims and minorities.
I've checked it. It's an outright lie. I've checked it. In fact, he should, absolutely, he should check it before he speaks. It's an outright lie.
Mid-election coming up with giving, free ration, 10 kilos of it. Was it a rethink because it is echoing on ground?
I mean, look, mid-election the BJP is coming up with a lot of schemes as well. What about that? Are those rethinks as well because they're getting worried that they're losing?
Usually, political parties are very vocal on women issues. There's something happening at the back in Delhi, and you know what that is, where your own ally is concerned. Would you want to wade into that, or would you want to, like what most political parties do, not speak about it?
No, I don't either not want to speak about it, nor do I want to wade into it. The Aam Aadmi Party leadership, I'm sure, is handling it and understanding exactly what happened and what the accusations are. They're doing that. On the front of women, all I will say is that wherever there is something like this, I'm always on the side of the woman.
Ma'am, last question. Actually the last question is, you're an effective campaigner. We've seen you on ground. You've been campaigning in Raebareli. We saw you every election. Why isn't that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra fights a Lok Sabha election? Why don't we see her put her face on the ticket?
Well, in this particular election, it's very clear because both of us were campaigning, Rahul and I, all over the country. And if both of us had fought an election, both of us have to be based here. Because these constituencies are not the kind of constituencies where we can be traipsing around and we can fight. We need to be here because people have a certain bond with us. They expect us to come to them. They expect what you have been seeing is what they expect. It's the bare minimum they expect, that you come, you meet. That's the relationship we've had with them. So it wouldn't have been possible if both of us had fought. Both of us would have to look after.
If he wins Wayanad and he wins Raebareli, will you fight a by-election if he keeps Wayanad?
We'll see, but that you'll have
You're open to that.
We'll see.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck, and may the best man, woman win. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.